Ever wondered what would happen if nearly 5 years of your life were erased? We'll find out as we review the romantic comedy, The Vow.
Two top CIA operatives wage an epic battle against one another after they discover they are dating the same woman, and this means war.
Adrenaline is just coursing through my whole body.
Hey guys, and welcome to tonight's show of Red Hot Ticket. My name is Jacob Gabbard.
And my name is Crilly. This is our Valentine's themed episode, so let's not waste any time getting started. Actors Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum take the big screen in the new romantic comedy, The Vow. The Vow is based off a true story between husband Leo and wife Paige, who are in a horrible car accident. The accident puts Paige in a coma, and upon waking up, loses 5 years of memory previous to the accident. When Paige wakes up in the hospital, she does not recognize her husband at all, and she and Leo try to rebuild their relationship and her memory, although she never regains her feelings that she had before. Although, in the end, Paige decides it's best to stay with Leo and move forward with their lives. This movie was a perfect Valentine's Day release. It hit the box office and was nearly sold out on the 14th. While the movie seemed promising, it surely hasn't gotten the feedback that many have been hoping. The Vow is a perfect movie for those who are just interested in sitting around and not having to do too much thinking. This movie was over-the-top cheesy and did not live up to its potential. It started off interesting, but quickly turned into just another mushy rom-com. Although this film will still appeal to the many Rachel McAdams and Channing Tatum fans due to the couple's great chemistry on screen. Still, it's definitely not a film I would go see again. What'd you think?
I agree with you pretty much exactly on your review. I thought that it was just over-the-top cheesy. I mean, I guess it's a Nicholas Sparks movie, so that's how it's going to be. You know, like, it's going to be cheesy. But if you were to compare this movie with, like, The Notebook, just completely different playing field, I think. The Notebook's just a really good love story. You know, every time anybody watches it, there's tears. You'd have to be trying really hard to get tears out of this movie.
I agree. With her having memory loss, there was just so much potential for there to be more built onto that. But they didn't take it that way, and there was just so much more built to the story that, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but it just didn't live up, and you didn't have to do too much thinking, and it just was overall flop, in my opinion. Yeah,
and I've always thought that, you know, Rachel McAdams is a great actress. She's had some really big roles. But I don't think I've ever seen Channing Tatum in anything where I thought he was a great actor. I mean, there's pretty much one appeal to Channing Tatum, and we all know what it is. And that's, I mean, the same appeal with this movie. But he can't act to save his life. And, like, my dad made a comment about this show, and he's like, didn't that actor get kicked in the head by a horse? Because, you know, that's kind of the way he talks. Like, he's just kind of a little slow. But, yeah, I just did not really think this movie was as good as it could have been.
See, personally, I'm actually a really big Channing Tatum fan. I loved him in the Step Up movies, and I've heard plenty of girls say that they wouldn't mind if they had woken up and Channing Tatum was just standing over their bed saying that they were married. But, yeah, personally,
that doesn't mean he can act, though.
True, it doesn't mean he can act,
exactly.
But for those people who did want to see these two actors, that's fine, but it didn't offer much more than that.
Yeah, I agree. The Vow was a little cheesy, and actors just didn't live up to the hype. I give it 2 out of 5 sculptures.
And I give The Vow 2 out of 5 sculptures as well.
Chris Pine and Tom Hardy portray the world's deadliest CIA operatives, as well as inseparable partners and best friends until they fall in love with the same woman, played by Reese Witherspoon. Having once helped bring down entire enemy nations, they are now employing their incomparable skills and an endless array of high-tech gadgetry against their greatest nemesis ever, each other.
Where you going? Hey, where you going?
I must admit that I was semi-excited to see this movie because I like the majority of the cast. But after watching about 10 minutes of it, I had had too much. It was obvious that these filmmakers were, trying to tie in both the female and male demographic by making it not only a stereotypical rom-com, but also a spy-themed action film. Unfortunately, they did not succeed because it wasn't a good love story or a good action film. In my opinion, the best part of the film were the quirky lines by Chelsea Handler's character, but even those felt forced and over the top. If you're considering seeing this movie, I would highly encourage you to save your $10 to $20 you'd spend at the movie theater on this, and wait for it to come out on DVD and grab it from a red box. What do you think?
I actually thought this was a decent movie. I like this movie a lot better than The Vow. I don't know. It was good, but again, not one of my favorites. I would see it again. It was funny, but their jokes didn't. It was like, oh, ha, that's funny, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, let's quote this movie. It wasn't.
Like, I felt like you could have put like the little, the rim shot, the da-da like that after their jokes. Cause like, yeah, they were really just shallow, and there wasn't a lot of like great build-ups. Looks, in my opinion, this movie looked like it was quickly made, quickly written, quickly everything, just so they could get it out around Valentine's Day with these stars and everything. It's kind of disappointing because all three of those people are phenomenal actors in their own respects. You've got Chris Pine, who was in the Star Trek movie. Reese Witherspoon, who was an Oscar nominee, maybe even a winner for Walk the Line, and then that Tom Hardy guy, he's going to be in the new Batman movie, and they have all these great backgrounds, and then they put them together in this kind of hodgepodge. I don't know, it just really did not work for me at all.
Yeah, I agree, and unfortunately this year hasn't been great for romantic comedies, so hopefully something better is going to come out.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. This Means War tried too hard to be a comedic film, although it fell flat. Still, it was a movie I wouldn't mind watching again. That's why I rate it 3 out of 5 spies.
Although this movie was working with some celeb A-listers, it lacked in just about everything else. I'd rate this movie 1.5 spies.
And now let's take a look at some trailers. First up is a new film starring Diane Keaton called Darling Companion.
Hi, Dad.
Ask Mom if she remembered to pick up my stuff at the cleaners.
Turn around! What? You gotta go back, I saw something! Wait. Mom, are you sure about this? Here, boy. There you go.
We're not getting a dog, right?
What are you naming him?
Freeway.
Freeway!
Freeway!
You lost the dog while you were talking on the phone. Something wrong?
The dog's run off.
Oh, shoot. What's the emergency, Joe?
We lost our dog.
Don't you know how much that dog means to me?
I like him too. I'm just not obsessed with
You
him.
know more about your patients than you do about your own family.
We've done everything we can.
Would you be leaving if I were missing?
That's ridiculous.
Freeway's alive.
What are you talking about?
The women in my family, they have a gift. We see things.
Do you see him? Is he all right?
I see trees.
Wow, that really pinpoints it.
So what's the plan?
Russell is very cheerful. Can he keep up with you? Why do you think he's so cheerful?
Look at that! Did it bite?
No, they ram. Little dogs control them just by yapping.
Honey, did it work?
No!
Darling companion.
We haven't lost a person. We've lost a dog.
Love is love. It doesn't matter if it's a dog.
Let me be your champion.
My shoulder dislocated. You're gonna have to put it back.
No, I can't.
Once you ignore me, no matter how much I scream. Stop! You're killing me!
Okay.
I told you to ignore me!
Carmen says Freeway really wants to come in, but he's got to hear our friendly voice.
Okay, what?
Darling companion. Now you know you'll never be abandoned. Love will always light our landing. I can depend on you.
Things that bug me about you. You never meant anything compared with how much I love you.
All right, what do you think of that?
I don't typically like the movies that we have on the show. I think that's kind of obvious. But this movie looks like it's promising. I'd say middle-aged couples, this movie's perfect because you've got Kevin Kline, who is an IU grad, everybody. So that's a good tie-in for us that this guy walked our halls and everything, and he's a great actor, been in great movies. You've got Diane Keaton. You got who else you have? You have Richard Jenkins from Step Brothers, and just a great cast. So it looks promising. The story looks good. Cinematography from the trailer looked, I thought, fantastic. Wherever they filmed it looked like in Alaska or something. Looked really pretty. So I definitely am going to go see it.
Yeah, I'm a huge animal fan. I love dogs. The whole time I was watching the trailer, I kept saying, "Oh, puppies!" But it just looks like a feel-good movie, something that you'll actually want to go home and spend time with your family afterwards, because it's just gonna really hit home with a lot of people. So I would love to see it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Next up, we'll take a look at the newest addition to the Resident Evil Retribution.
Technology is changing our world.
My name is John, and this is my world.
Making what was once impossible
My name is Anna, and this is my world.
possible.
My name is Yumiko, and this is my world.
With technology advancing so rapidly today,
My name is Fang, and this is my world.
imagine what our world will look like tomorrow.
My name is Alice, and this is my world.
Say, I thought this trailer was really clever. I've never seen any of the Resident Evil movies, and I might not even see this one, but I thought the trailer was fantastic. I thought it was a commercial at first, the way that it built it up, you know, with the different screens. I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be a trailer, and then it turned into this, you know, Resident Evil, just guns and action. And I don't know, I think that, I mean, it'll probably get a lot of people to go out and see this movie just because of the way it's being advertised, and even if the story sucks, it still looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen any of the Resident Evils before. It's not kind of my movie, but yeah, definitely as you were saying with the trailer, it sort of like pulls you in like, that's interesting. That's a very creative way to do it. Well, that's all we have for this episode. Don't forget to check out our past episodes at www.iustv.com/RHT. Again, I'm Ellen Crilly.
And I'm Jacob Gabbard. See you next time, guys.